What are we doing today? Strawberry sex magic. Strawberry sex magic. Strawberry sex magic. Hey witches, hail and welcome to our channel. If you are coming back from previous episodes, I want to say thank you for supporting our channel and our content. Make sure that you hit subscribe so that you get notified anytime we upload new videos. And if this is your first time, merry meet. My name's Myra. I'm the owner of Hearth Wisdom Store, and this is Kitchen Witchery. Today we're going to be talking about sex magic. I promise you we're not going to be doing it right here, but we are going to be doing it right here. A lot of the work that we're doing in the kitchen today is to help lay the foundation and to do a lot of prep work to get you ready for the act of sex magic. We're going to make a sexy strawberry dessert that has herbs that are designed to help promote virility, sexuality, fertility, and it helps to ease you into the process. Then we're going to dress a candle that is designed to help promote that sexual energy, to open up and manifest creativity. All of this helps you to get kind of in the right mindset. It sets the stage. You know, the one reason why we're using candles in the kitchen is because candles have historically been associated with mood setting. We look better under candlelight. We like candles in a remote romantic setting. Those can be done in the kitchen and get you started before you go to the bedroom. This is the kitchen equivalent of foreplay. Kitchen foreplay. With that, let's turn up the heat and get kinky in the kitchen. Sex magic is using the energy that you experience during pleasure and orgasms in order to manifest what you want to achieve. Sex magic can be used in order to gain sexual partners and sexual experiences, but it's not just for that. It can also be used to help break through blockages or resistance or insecurities that are holding you back. And it can also be used to help open ways for creativity to flow through. One of the amazing things about sex magic is that you do not have to have a partner in order to have this magical expression. It is something that you can do on your own. Sex magic can be done at any time. It's not necessarily a seasonal or a situational, or even when you're necessarily even in the mood. That's one of the amazing things about the power of sex, is that it breaks down maybe some of those resistance that you have. Think about the time when you are just before you engage in a sexual activity. You might feel a little bit of insecurity or apprehension or reservation. The act of sex magic can break you out of that phase. During sex, there's a chemical and endorphin release that turns off the side of your brain that controls reason, logic, doubt, and all the things that can prevent you from acting in something that you find pleasurable or something that you find enjoyable. So when that side of your brain is turned off, it releases you from those restrictions and it opens you up to then act in that moment of passion. There's a reason why there's that saying, acts of passion. Those acts of passion are what drives somebody to do something that other people would find crazy, or some other people would find unreasonable to do. It's because your brain has been shut down during those moments to open up your id energy to then take over. So sex magic is about silencing your ego and raising up your primal desires so that you can then shed off all of the things that have caused doubt in your life. So this is the time where you can start to harness that power shed off of those insecurities and tap into real power out of orgasmic pleasure and make what you want to have happen. When you are practicing sex magic, whether you're doing it on your own or you have a partner, the whole focus there needs to be on the act, the climax, and the release that you experience during that moment of passion, to then focus that energy on what your intention is. There are some foods in our nature that just scream sex, and the strawberry is one of them. Strawberries are the perfect sex food to use in the kitchen and get ready for sex magic. They are heart-shaped, they are red, they got that fiery energy, that passion, lust, and love. They're also covered in seeds. The whole flesh of the strawberry has messaging of fertility and virility. When you cut open a strawberry, it looks like a woman's vulva. Strawberries have long been used as a romantic food, dipped in chocolate, served as an aphrodisiac. It's loaded with antioxidants and adaptogens that are designed to help with your cardiovascular health. And we all know that if your cardiovascular is strong, so are other things. It helps to raise your endorphins. It's a naturally sweet fruit, so there's lots of ways that you can incorporate strawberries into your recipes to help continue that energy all day long. In order to prep the strawberries, we're going to add some sugar and let them sit and release some of their juices. Plain Jane sugar. We're going to make it sexy. That just looks pretty. Awesome. Now with the strawberries, I'm going to be adding them to a pot. I'm going to be adding a couple of herbs, damiana and hibiscus. One of the interesting facts about hibiscus is that it's actually banned for women to drink in Egypt because it does promote lusty intentions. Just going to turn on the small burner really low. We don't need a lot of high heat on this. Just adding a little bit of water to the pan. You don't want to add too much water because the strawberries are going to release a lot of fluids. A lot of juices. I'm just adding a little bit of hibiscus, a couple of flowers will do. Now hibiscus is traditionally used as a tea, and it creates this beautiful red liquid. And damiana is an herb that helps to promote lust, fertility, sex magic. It's specifically a sex magic herb. That is going to go in there as well. Both of these are okay to consume in a tea and are found very common in tea ingredients. Let's see. We're going to leave it at 2 scoops. We're going to let that simmer for a little bit before we add in the strawberries. You can see that the hibiscus is already starting to release some of its color. So as you can see, the hibiscus has darkened the water a little bit, so it's nice and red. We're going to want to remove the hibiscus chunks because you don't want to eat those. They're going to be crunchy, and so we just want the fluid. So I'm just going to strain the liquid right over my strawberries for now. Remove the herbs. It's okay if there's a little bit of damiana in there. They're not going to notice. And then I'm going to add my strawberries right back to the pan. They will sizzle. You see how it's already got some juice and extras from the strawberries and the water all combined. You don't need to add any additional fluids to this, otherwise it'll be too runny. I'm just going to mash down some of the strawberries just a little bit, and we'll come back and we'll do more of that as it starts to soften up. But for now, we're just going to let it simmer on a low heat. Our strawberries have been simmering for a little while, so we are going to mash them up just a little bit. You don't want to crush all of them because you do want some pieces and reminders of the strawberries that are in there. There we go. We're going to let that simmer for a little bit longer. Checking in on our strawberry, it looks like they're done. So I'm going to turn off the heat and set it aside and let it cool down. Next, we're going to make our angel food cake. I bought just an angel food cake mix from the grocery store to keep it simple. But we are going to be adding maca to the mix, just a little bit of it. So maca is an herb that is commonly used for fertility. It's also an aphrodisiac. It helps to increase your virility, and it can also be used in prosperity or abundance spells, but mostly it's used for increasing your libido. We also have another product from Apothecary, and it's called Seal the Deal. And in this is a blend of herbs and powders that you can add to your coffee or juices or supplements or smoothies. So if you were going to do an all-day sex magic day, you could start off in the morning with this. It's got maca, acai, shatavari, that's a mushroom, and ashwagandha, ginger, and coconut. All of those are all part of increasing your libido, increasing your sex drive, helping to kind of relax you, get you into the mood, get you settled in, so that you can enjoy and be fully open for expression. So you could either use something like this or use straight maca powder and add just a little bit into your mix while you're mixing up your batter. We're going to go with half a teaspoon for the whole mixture. When I add this to my coffee, I usually go with 1/8 of a teaspoon. A little goes a long way. Maca doesn't really have a flavor to it, so no one's going to notice that you put it in there. So if you're worried about that, if anything, it's got a little bit of a vanilla aftertaste to it. So it's basically tasteless in your ingredients. Jaso, we're going jaso. Always remember when you're mixing your ingredients to be thinking about your intention. Bringing in all of that positivity. We want to bring in sexual energy, satisfaction, expression, fulfillment. Pan's ready? Let's put it in. Now we're going to make a sexy candle. There are a lot of candles that you could use for this magic. Let's first start out with the obvious ones. We have a male genitalia, phallic, or penis candle. And we also have a female genitalia, or vagina, or vulva candle. They make themselves obvious choices or selections for sex magic. But which one would you use? You know, you don't necessarily have to use one genitalia over the other genitalia based on the gender of your target or your person that you want to incorporate in with sex magic. You could make that decision based on kind of the energy that's behind each of these. When would you want to use a male genitalia candle? Well, let's think about masculine energy. It's all about power and thrusting and pushing through resistance to be able to break through barriers, to insert into a situation. These are all reasons why you may decide to use a penis candle. Now, in a female genitalia, we're now looking at opening yourself up to receive abundance, love, fertility, beauty, acceptance, whatever it is that you feel like you need to open yourself up to. It is also the seat and bed of creativity. It's where things are born, where they are created and manifested. And so a vagina or a female genitalia candle brings that energy of receiving and also creating that you might want to use in your candle magic. Now, let's say you don't want to have a vagina or a penis out in the open burning. There are ways of being a little bit more discreet when you're choosing a candle for sex magic. There's your traditional female and male figurine candle that could be used. Now, you could also choose something that's a little bit more symbolic and a little bit more discreet. So for example, we have a heart candle here. Obviously, this is a matter of the heart. We want to get our blood pumping, and we want to engage our heart space and get excited. And so this could be a very discreet way of using a figure candle for sex magic, not just about love, but also about that passion. And even more discreetly, you could use a cat candle. The cat represents the vagina. So in this case, we're petting the kitty, okay? This makes it very easy to have a candle out in the open where you're not concerned with whether your children are gonna ask you why there's a flaming penis on the counter. If your partner doesn't know you're necessarily doing that, allows them to feel comfortable in the candle magic arena. Now, these are candles that I have available in the store, and I chose them because I have access to them. But what if you don't have access to a figure candle, you don't have one at hand? You absolutely could use any type of candle, any candle that is going to work in your space or that you might have on hand. And remember, it doesn't have to be red. I chose red for a lot of these candles because they represent fire and passion and love and lust, but doesn't have to be a red candle in order for it to be sex magic. I chose green for the cat because green is all about abundance and opening things up and expression. And since I'm going to be using a lot of herbs that are geared towards things like creativity and tapping into passion, it's okay to choose a different color that gives it just a little bit of a different energy. No matter what the color is, it's your intention. Now we're going to prepare our candle. If you've never prepared a candle for candle magic, please check out our other videos on YouTube. We have a candle magic basic class and an advanced candle magic class that goes through all of the tools, resources, information on how to do candle magic. Before I get started with adding my herbs, I'm going to cleanse my candle. I'm using a little bit of rose water to mundanely and spiritually clean my candle so that all of the intention is baseline or reset. Gets rid of any kind of dust or any other add-ins I don't want on my candle. And you could use any kind of wash or waters. I use rose water just because it's in theme with what we are doing for this class. I am going to anoint my candle with a passion potion that I crafted earlier. This oil is infused with all the herbs that I'm using in my candle layout as well. So that way it helps to, I guess, connect everything, to bring it all together. And it will also create a little bit of tackiness to the candle for some of the herbs I'm going to pour on the top. Now, when you are dressing a candle with oil and you want to attract something to you, you want to pull the oil towards you on the candle. So I'm going to start petting the kitty and making sure that the oil is coating the kitty, but in bringing it towards me. Oh, she's such a good kitty. As you're dressing your candle, you do want to think about all of your intentions and what you want to attract and what you want to bring towards you. You could be thinking about your partner. You could be thinking about the outcome that you want to achieve. In this case, I want to open up the channels of creativity to help push away some of the insecurities, self-doubt, any of those blockages that are holding me back from my fullest expression. Now that the kitty is oiled down, we're going to begin our candle layout using ingredients that are designed to kind of escalate the magic. First, I'm going to start with my lavender. I have these lavender sprigs, and I'm going to use these to lay out my design, my candle magic layout. Yeah, lavender is a love herb, relaxation, helps to kind of calm down some of those jittery nerves that you might experience with anticipation. It's relaxing and promotes peacefulness, but not necessarily enough to put you to sleep. So this layout lends itself to leveraging the sigil of a pentacle. Now, a pentacle is a round sigil, and in this case, we are using a pentagram inside of it. And so it allows us to contain the magic within this sphere or in this working space. The first herb I'm going to place is Poppyseed. Poppyseed is a water element associated with the planet of the moon, and it has a feminine energy behind it. Now, Poppyseed is a little bit more gentle in the lineup of the herbs. It helps to promote relaxation. It helps to settle you into tranquility and then start to feel those feelings of love and lust. Yeah, Poppyseed sets the mood. The next herb we are using is violet leaf. And violet leaf is the element of fire, the planet of Mars, and has an affiliation with the Leo zodiac. So this is all about wishful thinking and raising vibrations for lust. This one could be that energy that as you're getting on the lingerie and you're starting to prep your appearances, you're starting to turn up the heat a little bit in the foreplay arena. So we are going to add violet leaf in our second position. Now, in our next position, we're going to use Damiana. Damiana really starts to add more of that intention for sex magic. There is no doubt what's happening when we start bringing in Damiana into our mixture. Bow, cha-cha, wow, wow. Damiana is a sex magic herb. It is masculine energy. It's Mars association with planetary energy and fire. And it's all about lust and sex. Now that we've got sex magic going and we've got it started and it's moving forward, we want that to last, right? We are not 5 second or minute man. What is that song? What is that song? I don't want a minute man, you know. Come on, help me out here. What's that song?
I can't stand no minute man. I don't want no minute man.
Needless to say, we want endurance. We want lasting power, staying power. We want to continue the energy that we've already started to raise so that we can start to turn off that side of our brain and feel that release and feel that freedom of expression to get rid of all of our insecurities, to get rid of all of our apprehension and all of our resistance. And so in order to kind of break through that, we're going to start on this side with hibiscus. In this case, I'm just going to use a couple of flowers and crush them in my hand and place them in our next position. So in order to ensure that lasting power, our last ingredient, yohimbe bark, is the long-lasting, long-thrusting, virility, endurance herb. We do not want any Minuteman in this spell. So we're adding yohimbe bark at our last point in our candle layout. How about we add a little extra of that, right? a note of caution with yohimbe bark. You can consume yohimbe bark. However, I would highly, highly encourage you to speak with your doctor first, as with any natural supplement. But you can find yohimbe bark as a natural supplement to promote sexuality, virility in your supplemental stores. Now last, in order to finish up my candle, I am going to sprinkle a little bit of maca powder on top of it. Maca brings kind of that balance to the whole situation. Even within sex magic, we still want to be balanced. This is not a give and take per se. This is making sure that everyone feels satisfied, everyone feels like their needs are being met. And so maca can bring in that level of balance to our sex magic to ensure that there is mutual satisfaction. For this, I'm just going to sprinkle it on my kitty. A little bit more. With that, our sex magic candle is ready to burn. Our cake's ready. Let's pull it out. It's beautiful. Look how golden that is. Now we're going to let this cool down before we dress it. And so give it a chance so that it can pop out of the pan. Ta-da! Now while our cake is cooling down, we're going to whip up our icing and add a little bit of poppy seed to the mix to help promote that relaxation in our glaze. For this, we're using powdered sugar, heavy cream, and our poppy seeds. Okay, I'm going to use about a tablespoon of poppy seeds. I don't think there's a right or wrong amount here. Whip it good. And that is our poppy seed icing. Now that we've allowed our cake to cool down, we are ready to dress it. We're going to start with our icing first, and then we are going to finish it off with our sexy strawberry sauce. Now again, I'm just going to drizzle it over. Doesn't need to be fancy. Just let it kind of slide down the side of the cake. It's good. Okay, with the strawberries, I want to start off with my sauce first. So I'm going to reach in and give a little bit of my liquid first. My juices. Let's get the juices going. Okay. And then we're going to top the rest of it off. And then I would save the rest of it for individual portions to when you serve it up and plate it up to give it some added sauciness on the plate. I am going to garnish it with a few pieces of cut strawberries, and it's ready to cut up and serve. Our sexy strawberry cake is ready, and so all that's left to do is to turn down the lights, light our candle, and you know the rest. Thank you for watching. I hope it was as good for you as it was for me. And until next time, merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Kitchen Witchery. I can't help it. Should I start with in a nutshell? No, let's Okay, I did not get a degree in food porn. It looks like a woman's vulva, the vagina. Because somebody might not know what a vulva is. So, now that the kitty is moist, it's a wet kitty. It'll be too wet. Is there such a thing? Said no woman ever. Ooh, that's longer than I thought.
That's what she said.
Right? Ready? Money shot. Beautiful. Mm. Okay, this might really turn into food porn if we keep rolling the cameras while I'm eating this. That is so good.